Welcome. This is Volvo's EX30, the most affordable electric car offering. And this car can do 0 to 100 in 3.6 seconds. I kid you not. It's unfortunate this is the Ultra, not the actual performance one. I guess that has to be a video for another day. But nonetheless, in this review, I'm going to detail why this car is so good, what is really annoying, and why you should definitely be giving it a go. All right, let's go. Spoiler alert, this car, ride and handling, so good. So good, I can't begin to tell you how awesome it is. Up front, we've got McPherson struts. To the rear, we've got multi-link suspension, and it just handles so beautifully, like speed humps and stuff like that. No dramas whatsoever. Now, if you're new here, welcome, thanks for joining me. I cover electric cars from an Aussie perspective, so subscribe, turn on notifications, comment below, share this video if you find it useful. All those things really do help out the channel. All right, so the Volvo EX30, oh my God, I wonder if I'm gonna be saying X30, EX30, okay. Small compact SUV, and you can feel that in this its ride and handling, I swear to goodness. Turning circle, 10.6 meters, making car parks an absolute cinch. Now, regen this car, I think, is probably one of the only issues I have with it. So let me explain. What I really mean here is one pedal driving is actually really soft and not strong enough for my liking. Coming up to this intersection up here, I'm going to take my foot off now, and we're coasting, we're still coasting, and eventually I can, there we go, it finally stopped, and I well and truly went past that line back there where I should have actually stopped. But okay, look, here comes some really good speed humps. Probably done speed humps a lot faster in this car than I would in most, because it just absorbs them. It just keeps this car like this, and then you go over and I can't show you through here. I can only but tell you it is absolutely delightful to knock shutters, it absorbs them so nicely. Can I tell you how cold it is today in Melbourne? It is so cold, and it's kind of raining right now. Well, it's spitting, but it's gonna rain, so let's make this fast. I love the exterior of the Volvo EX30. Seriously, it looks so good. I like hatchbacks, and this light cluster here, it just completes it. The way it pushes the car boot out to the side, giving it hips, yeah, it defines things very nicely. And the usual verticality that we see with Volvo, and high light lines like we've seen in the past. And well, it's come back here, and I think it looks great. One of the things I absolutely adore about the Volvo EX30 is its headlights, its Thor headlights. And when you turn the car on, I swear, it's like winking at me. What do you reckon? Comment below. There's some distinguishing features of the Volvo EX30 that just cries out Volvo. And to me, the two-tone with the roof being black, and well, it's glass really, but black that you can see, especially with the pillars up here, it just really makes it brilliant. And I don't know what it is, but the camera angle right now is making this car look shorter than it is. And well, it is short, but not that short. There's a variety of versions that the Volvo EX30 comes in, and it's priced from, well, you could say $60,000, but that's before on-road costs. And in Victoria, it's realistically about $67,000 with on-road costs. But that's the version not to buy. Instead, you should buy the Autopark, and that's going to give you the panoramic roof and heated front seats. And wait, what? No, yeah, honest to goodness, it's true. In this price of car, I would expect heated seats and heated steering as standard. So, yeah, awkward. All right, let's explore what else you get in the Autopark. Low-speed auto brake when reversing, tinted rear passenger windows, and power front seats. And doing that will push this car up to about $74,000 to drive away. That's the one you should buy. And when you think to yourself, well, what's the best next competitor to this? You probably could argue Tesla Model 3, but that's a sedan and this is hatch. This is a premium badge. It's 60K, 74K. It's quite the stretch, isn't it? The Volvo EX30 has Park Pilot Assist. It's actually like an artificial intelligent thing where you don't need to have two cars side by side or, a space between the two for it to understand where it can park. It actually is scanning right now for available spots. And you can go up to 30 k's per hour doing this, by the way. So yeah, it's saying, look, hey, we can park you there. So sure, all right, I'll play. I'm gonna press that one and it says just release the brake pedal and the steering wheel and it will do what it needs to do to make it happen. Okay, at this moment, this is a very easy situation. I've got just a few cars over there and nothing else around me, but nonetheless, my steering wheel is moving, it's doing the accelerator and the brake, and it's actually going quite nicely into that parking spot. Like if there were cars parked either side there, that would have been fine. And it's going to go all the way back, corrects the steering wheel, centering very nicely. There you go. It's pretty damn awesome, right? And a lovely, delightful sound. So yeah, I can't fault that, I really can't. What's the expression? To copy someone is the most sincerest form of flattery. I definitely butchered that and I've said it better to other people because this car, in many aspects, like what I've said around the center screen, the digital card to get in, they're borrowing from Tesla, and that includes cruise control. So if I press the drive stalk down, it actually goes straight into lane keep assist as well as cruise control where it keeps a safe distance. So we'll break the car all the way down to 0. And in certain conditions, not all of them, it will do stop-start traffic. More often than not, I've found I've had to actually prompt it to say, you tap the accelerator to resume getting up to speed again. And to change the speed, you just use these up and down buttons on the steering wheel, and away you go. It's even got lane change assist, so if I indicate and I've got a great situation now, it will actually smoothen the steering wheel for me, and there we go. And just to annoy the car behind me, it's doing it there too. Okay, is it better than Tesla Autopilot? No, it actually turns off more than I would like it to. Plus also the nag factor, oh my gosh. It's got a little attention driver aid here, and even though it can use that, it still requires a certain amount of torque on the steering wheel for it to be assured that you are absolutely holding that wheel and you're driving the car and you can take over any time. Okay, these are always the caveats that's the current situation in Australia. And I kid you not, the nag factor will come in 10 seconds if I do not hold that steering wheel at all. So what I'll do, I'll put my hands on the wheel and I'm going to do the smallest of touches and we'll make sure we're in the drive, okay? So that's a good thing, by the way. It didn't deactivate the actual drive. It stayed on. So here we are, I'm doing 79 kilometers per hour. Okay, I'm going to just barely touch the steering wheel. I'm going to do this. This is perhaps the longest it's ever been. There it goes. Okay, and because it can actually do bends really well, and it does stop-start traffic pretty well, changes lanes, excellent. But that nag factor I find really annoying because if you've got an attention driver aid here, which by the way, worked brilliantly. I was actually tired one day after work and I was driving home and yawning a bit, and it kept on coming up on the screen saying, hey, you should take a break. Yeah, it did that. So great to see they're actually, doing that to keep all drivers out there safe. But nonetheless, why can't it use those two little, I'm going to guess there's 2 LED lights in there and maybe a camera. Why don't they use them to understand if I'm actually, paying attention with the car in front of me? I don't know. You can comment below because, yeah, it's a bit frustrating how often it nags. But nonetheless, look, this suite of cruise control with the pilot assist and whatever the term is that Volvo uses, it's actually, yeah, very good. And this is a great car for cruising up on freeways and highways like what I'm doing here. Let's talk about space and accommodation in the Volvo EX30. This seat is in my driving position and I'm barely 5'10" and there's barely any knee room here. My feet can easily fit under there and they're fine and not squashed like they were in the Tesla Model 3 say, and under thigh support's actually pretty decent. It's a really comfy chair and you can get 4 passengers across the back here quite well. 5, it's going to be a real squash, it really will. You can definitely seat 5, but again, would you? I don't know. This is a bespoke electric platform, so you've got a flat floor, great, awesome. Isofix on the outboard seats as well as anchor points, but what is lacking back here is there's no vents back here, no drink holders back here, and you've got to use the center console to be able to do the windows. Kind of feels like they should be over on the doors. I'm not expecting them there. Other things that are missing are heated rear seats, but I don't know, it feels all very contemporary and modern and nice, and I love how you got these little features. I mean, check out this container. I mean, look at it. You got like a little moose in a Scandinavian countryside, and you see this same motif in the Frunk as well, just under the lid there. So that's great, and that's probably a great segue to the Frunk. The Frunk is tiny. It's only 7 litres, and this is a charging cable, by the way. And sure, it fits in there. Okay, great. I guess we'll give it a tick, but it would be nice if it's bigger. And the boot comes in at 318 litres. Quite serviceable. Kind of feels small to me because I think I'm used to bigger cars these days, like my Tesla Model Y. And I like how they've actually got this shelf that can be lowered and stowed very nicely, or put up higher if you don't need that subfloor, or maybe you want to hide something under there. Back here we've also got a 12-volt socket along with some tie-down spots and good LED lighting. One of the things that Volvo has done with the EX30 is to reduce the lifetime CO2 emissions by 25% compared to the C40 and the XC40. Both 2 excellent cars that I reviewed before. I'll leave a link to them below, and I'll probably link one up here if I remember to do it. And they've done so by using a lot of recycled materials, and most of that's actually inside here. So from the seats to this dash and a lot of places, recycled stuff like denim, polyester. Yeah, that's pretty amazing. Some of the aluminium used in the actual car is also recycled. That's pretty good, but I guess it does have its problems. Some of them are actually really hard to touch. Mind you, would you really do that as an owner? Like you've got to go out your way to touch them. So when you clean them, you're going to feel plastic. Plastic. Looks great, don't get me wrong. And probably very easy to clean, but still, it's compared to what other car makers are doing these days by using some recyclable fabrics in these spaces, I would like to see perhaps fabrics there. But nonetheless, the armrests are nice. The touch where my forearm kind of is okay. This in the center console is also very squashy. It's just, yeah, I get it and I appreciate it and well done. So don't get me wrong. Keep doing what you're doing, Volvo. Maybe just think about different textile materials, because you know what? These, I believe they're denim, recycled denim and polyester. Maybe not polyester. I don't know, but very durable feeling fabric, and they are so nice. These seats are awesome. Electric adjustable, by the way. Yeah, so was that a confusing message? It was, but you get the idea. There's 4 different interior options with the EX30. You can either have indigo or pine, or for a bit of extra money, you can go pixel knit or wool. And might I say, I think the aesthetics of this all, and the seats and the Scandinavian flag there, it just feels so premium. This 12.3-inch screen, I'll get to it while I'm talking about the driving stuff, but basically most everything is done through there, including accessing this central glove compartment that is tiny, absolutely tiny. It looks sufficient, but I don't know. This fits just, you don't want anything high. No, you do not. You've got LED lighting throughout, and if your mood suits, you can actually change it to either forest bath, archipelago, midsummer, Nordic twilight, or northern lights. and they vary the color throughout. Like, you know, it's stunning. It's the simple stuff that I like. Okay, okay. Up front here, we've got a dock for your phone, either one that doesn't charge or one that does. And the fun thing with this is actually it does slide around. Like, seriously, it doesn't hold my phone in place very well. I think it's supposed to. It's got some little rubber things there. And yeah, I turn corners and zoom, it goes flying. Not the best experience. Coming back behind that, we've got a little hidden compartment here that also houses 2 USB-C sockets. And there's also some USB-Cs in the back. And that's kind of nice. I guess try to deter would-be thieves from taking stuff, so you can kind of sneak it into there. Up here, there's actually a 3-position. Yeah, okay, that's 1, 2, 3. 3-position drink holder. And up front, the door pockets, and here, big, sufficient, great. At the back, nowhere to actually put any bottle whatsoever. Kind of annoying. The other annoying feature that I haven't yet got my head around is the lack of controls on the doors. There is nothing. There's no window controls, no door locks, no mirror controls. Again, it's either done through here or it's done here. So I can put the window down, I'll put this one down. Yep, there it goes. And I want to put the rear one down. I press this, which is a capacitive touch button, by the way. That's an issue. And now I can do the rear one back there. There it goes, all the way down. Fantastic. But as I hinted, the issue here is that you can actually very easily brush it, which I just did, seriously. And if you're like me and you rest your hand down here when you're driving, yeah, it's annoying. It's seriously annoying. And the other annoying feature is with Android Automotive here, it actually doesn't, I've got to get the phone off the charger because it kept on saying it wasn't on properly. If I want to adjust the mirrors, I've got to dive down into menus four points down. Okay, so here we go. We're at the home screen. I'm going to go car controls, settings, controls, mirrors. 4 touches just to get to the mirrors, and just like in a Tesla, you control it through the steering wheel buttons here. Yeah, again, imitation, most sincerest form of flattery. But I just feel that this needs work, and everything is absolutely in here, including, you know, like, it's really annoying. I find it really annoying. This is annoying. I think as an owner, you will get used to it. You would learn to forgive it, especially if you're the sort of person who just brushes this and makes the goofy errors like I do. But you can understand where I'm coming from, right? Yeah. For what is a small compact SUV, I've got to say the sound is big, huge, and it comes through this Harman Kardon sound system. 9 speakers, including a subwoofer, and about 1,040 watts. Seriously pumps bass. But as I mentioned earlier, how the controls are here in the center. The reason is that Volvo's actually purposely try to leave electronics out of the door. So the only thing that is electronic here is the window motor and also the power for the electric mirror. And everything else, no, they're trying to keep it centralized to minimize cable, save weight, and also material use. So there's no sound coming from the side of this cabin, and you can really hear that deficit. Sounds great from there, don't get me wrong. Sounds great in the back, brilliant. There's like 9 speakers dotted throughout this cabin, but nonetheless, it's just kind of missing in action around that sort of surround zone. And so it's kind of like you're watching TV, and that it does look like a TV soundbar, doesn't it? When it comes to charging the Volvo EX30, it's a pretty stock standard affair. On board, there's an 11 kilowatt charger, which if you've got one at your place, awesome. You sometimes see this at shopping centers as well. And if you had the battery absolute zero and you had to go to 100%, it would take 8 hours. But that's not how you normally charge electric vehicles. No, you just re-top what you lose per day. So if you use the included charger, which I think this thing's absolutely beautiful, by the way, just plug it into any standard wall outlet, and it's going to give you 10 Ks of range per hour. So you do 40, 50 Ks per day, it takes 4 or 5 hours. If you don't have access to a power point at home, you could always come to a rapid charge like this, and that will mean from 10 to 80% in about 26 minutes. Think road trips, or if you're an apartment dweller, this may be your only option, yeah? But nonetheless, the 158 kilowatt limit of the car is pretty respectable. Maybe it could be higher, but actually, no, I'm fine with that. So all in all, pretty good charging specs. Right, okay. Today's weather is not very good, can I tell you? My gosh, I'm just checking my sound levels there. I want to talk to you about the efficiency and range of this car. And the interesting thing with the Volvo EX30 is that all variants, doesn't matter which one you choose, have, I want to clean the windscreen. Oh, I'm just flashing my lights at someone. Good job, Chris. There it goes. All variants are 69 kilowatt hours and usable 64 kilowatt hours. So it's quite the reserve. And for those new to electric vehicles, the idea there is that there's this magical range that you actually kind of will be using, and you might go into negative territory if you ever get to club zero. That's when you run out of supposed charge or range on your car. And it's just so that it protects the battery. It doesn't overfill it. Anyway, so 64 kilowatt hours usable. The efficiency of this car is, it's kind of a little bit mediocre considering it is such a small, compact SUV. And real world range, they're going to quote something like, I don't know, 400 something kilometers, and for the performance, because of the dual motors, a little bit less. Realistically though, based upon the EV database, where thousands of people provide data to that service, it's getting about 17 or so kilowatt hours, and that's been my experience as well. So you're only going to be getting about just 400 kilometers from this battery for everyday urban type of driving. Or the performance one, because it goes so much faster and is the second motor adds weight. It's, I think, running about 19 kilowatt hours per 100 Ks, and that car only gets 350 kilometers per 100 Ks. So it's kind of a surprising result. I just feel that the performance of this car is so good, and that to me means that they've chosen the right size motor to the weight of the vehicle and everything else that goes into designing a vehicle. And I don't get why it's just not more efficient. Yeah, if someone could explain that, comment below. Would appreciate that very much. And mate, great day for filming. Performance of the Volvo EX30 is pretty damn good if you ask me. This one, the single motor extended range, has 200 kilowatts of power and 343 newton meters of torque. Jump into the dual motor performance model, and that increases to 315 kilowatts or 543 newton meters of torque. And man, I wish I had that one, because this is a lot of fun. So claim time 0 to 100 is 5.3 seconds, or in the performance 3.6. So should we give it a go? Yeah, let's go. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Everything in the car just went flying, and we're there. Okay, that felt fast. That felt very fast. Nice. It feels a lot faster than I think it is, and today, not the best conditions. The road's a little bit wet and slippery, but it's okay. I think it's a fair test. So through the magic of Final Cut Pro, not Final Cut Pro, I'm using DaVinci these days. Through the magic of DaVinci Resolve, how much was it, Chris? Okay, thanks for that. Really appreciate that. Okay, good to know. Yeah, I think we could do it faster if the conditions were better. When it comes to braking performance of this car, again, I think it ties in with ride and handling like I spoke about before. They are so nice. Like, I've got some play, and assuredly they bring this car to a complete stop. And I believe, if I've got this right, from 100 k's per hour down to 0 in a bit over 30 meters, which is pretty damn impressive. And that's from stock tires in this car. That's an amazing result. And I think between the chassis that they've got organized here, suspension, the tires, again, I just jump into this car to understand what a great car can feel like. Because not since, I won't mention the car brand, but it was a while back, there was a car that I loved so much. And the reason I loved it is because its ride and handling was so damn good. And this one has just surpassed it. So, well done, Volvo. Visibility in the Volvo EX30 is pretty good. To the front, excellent. 8 pillars, not too bad. Out to the side is beautiful, especially with those frameless mirrors. And to the rear, okay, that little portal, it's fine. It suffices. I think if you're coming into, let's say, from a larger car to a smaller car, first up, welcome, great choice. I like smaller cars, and so yeah, you can be a friend of mine. This feels completely usable. Not usable. It's actually quite a good view and visibility. Saying pay attention. Okay, I'll pay attention, car. The visibility in this car is excellent. It's just great. The Volvo EX30 proves that exceptional performance, range, design can be achieved without breaking the bank. Pricing is a little too high in my opinion, especially when you've got the likes of Tesla Model 3 coming in about 60k. So I would love to see this actually drive away, starting at also 60k, to make it a truly competitive offering that people are going, geez, it actually drives pretty damn well. Wonder what I should choose. That's a conundrum I'd love Australians to face. But I get for some people, badge is everything, and this is in that sort of premium SUV sort of space, albeit in a compact form. Beyond its stylish looks and impressive handling, the EX30 seamlessly blends pared back luxury with a commitment to sustainability. Whilst some of the car controls are nested way too deep inside the central screen, I think as an owner you'll get used to it, plus you do set up your own profiles. So I think my comments earlier might have been a bit savage, but also fair, because it's a bit bewildering at times. Other things I'd like to see change include firmer, faster braking, regen and one pedal driving. A heads up display, absolutely, because that screen to the left is actually really far left. You get used to it, but still it's a bit of a head turn, really is. And if at all possible, a larger frunk. 7 litres just barely fits the charging equipment there. But otherwise, the Volvo EX30 is a polished electric offering that, honestly, go and try it out. You'll be amazed at the ride and handling, fit and finish, its performance. It's a lot of fun, and the little issues I had here, well, they're very few and far between. So if you enjoyed this video, subscribe. It absolutely helps out the channel. I can't say that enough. Commenting, sharing it also helps. Super thanks is very welcome, along with behind the scenes stuff if you want to do that through Ko-fi. Otherwise, you be good and you be green.